Hi everybody, it's Liz Crokin here. I hope you're all doing well. If you're not, I hope this video cheers you up because there's been so much good news that's happened this week, but a lot of people don't realize a lot of good things have happened this week because the mainstream media refuses to cover any stories that revolve around Pizzagate, Pedogate, and child sex trafficking. But that's why I'm here, and I'm going to go over everything that's happened this week because this has been just such an amazing week. We've had so many wins. We are actually seeing all of our hard work starting to pay off. Child sex trafficking rings are getting broken up. The elite pedophile rings are being exposed. We are seeing more high-profile arrests. There's just been win after win after win. But the problem remains that a lot of people, don't see this because the mainstream media refuses to cover child sex trafficking. They refuse to cover the elite pedophilia problem. They refuse to cover any of this news. And so, that's the only problem, but that's okay. That's why I'm here. And I am just going to go do a quick rundown about all the important things that have happened this week that I think you guys should all know about. And I want you to share this and spread it everywhere. So there's three main things I'm going to be talking about in this video. And the first topic is going to be Roseanne. And, she had her hit show this week, and it debuted, and it was like the number one show. It was the number one premiere for a comedy. It had the record number of viewers, more so than like any comedy has in like years. Okay, it had 18 million viewers on the first night. That's insane. It's amazing. What people are missing the boat about Roseanne is what a big victory this is for people that are exposing child sex trafficking, the deep state, Pizzagate, Pedogate. And I'll get to that, but that's because Roseanne is not only an advocate exposing these horrors that are going on, she has been an outspoken proponent for this cause for years and has courageously exposed this like no other celebrity in Hollywood. There is no one else like her. She's remarkable. So, okay, I'll get to that. But Roseanne, and then the other story is a psychopath named Keith Raniere. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce his name or say his name, but he was arrested for sex trafficking. This is a guy that ran a quote self-help group that really was a sex cult, and he was charged with trafficking. He was charged with sex trafficking, and surprise, he has deep ties to Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. And then we're gonna get to Hollywood and billionaires and famous people like Richard Branson and Hollywood stars and of course Marina Abramovic. But we'll get to all of that. And then the other main topic that I want to talk about is Dan Schneider, alleged pedophile, super freaky, like foot fetish obsessed, creep Dan Schneider, who allegedly has been sexually abusing young stars over at Nickelodeon for many, many, many years. He was forced to step down, the mainstream media said that he resigned this week. He resigned, but we all know that he probably was forced out because Nickelodeon knows that his victims are talking, and they are talking to reporters, and they are getting ready to tell their story about what horrific things that he did to them. So, okay, anyways, with no further ado, those are the main topics, and let's get right to it. So, starting with Roseanne. Everyone in the mainstream media, even the conservative mainstream media, they won't cover Pedogate and Pizzagate and the child sex trafficking, and even the conservative media says it's not true and it's fake. Not all of them, but a lot of people will, and that's a total lie. Okay, the reason why Roseanne having such an amazing hit first night, why it's so important, is because Roseanne has been exposing elite pedophilia, child sex trafficking, the CIA's Project Monarch mind control program, MK Ultra. She has been exposing this stuff for years. I do not know of one celebrity in Hollywood that has been more outspoken than her. I don't know one person. And if you guys know of someone that has done more to expose elite pedophilia, there's Corey Feldman, but I haven't heard him touch the topics such as MK Ultra, the CIA programs like Project Monarch, Project Mockingbird, and I believe that Corey even said he didn't believe Pizzagate is real, whereas Roseanne has been very outspoken about how Pizzagate is real, pedogate is real, child sex trafficking is real, and not only that, she actually opened for Kathy O'Brien, who is an author who wrote a book called Transformation of America. And within that book, she talks about how she was a sex slave. She was a CIA mind-controlled sex slave who claims to have been molested by none other than Hillary Clinton. So Roseanne has supported this woman. She has opened up for her at one of her speeches. And it should be noted that Kathy O'Brien has been saying this for years, and she's told her story publicly. She's written in a book, and never once has Hillary Clinton denied this, or has Hillary Clinton even that I know of sent Kathy O'Brien a legal letter, which to me is stunning. What does that tell you? So, conservatives, Trump supporters, everybody's so excited. Everyone's going crazy that Roseanne Barr's show did so well, and I understand that, and I understand everyone's really excited and they're really happy that there's finally a voice for Trump supporters, in primetime television, because we've just been shoved down the liberal agenda in all media and all entertainment nonstop, 24 hours a day. So to have one show that has just, I think, one character that's a Trump supporter is unheard of, because there are none depicted in any entertainment that I know of, or any shows that I know of, because we know that Hollywood's liberal and they only push the liberal agenda. And I'm excited that there's a Trump supporter on a primetime show now, but I'm way, way more excited that someone as big as Roseanne, as powerful as Roseanne, as talented as Roseanne, as brilliant as Roseanne, has been given this platform, considering the fact that she has been exposing the deep state, exposing child sex trafficking, exposing the CIA's mind control program for years. I just, honestly, I want to pinch myself, because I've been censored from the mainstream media and blacklisted for exposing this stuff, and I'm nothing compared to Roseanne. Roseanne is a way more powerful person. She has a way stronger, more powerful voice, and honestly, I am just stunned and shocked that ABC it gave a show and is allowing her to have a platform on their network, because the whole entire mainstream media is controlled by, or at least was controlled by, the deep state. So it's just unbelievable that this is happening, and it's a miracle. It's amazing. And just to give you guys some perspective, you have to remember Tim Allen's show, I believe it's called The Last Man Standing. His show was canceled on ABC not too long ago because of his conservative viewpoints. So again, it is just absolutely amazing, and it's nothing short of a miracle that Roseanne, with her controversial viewpoints and the fact that she's exposing the deep state, child sex trafficking, and elite pedophilia, that she has been given this platform. I have to pinch myself, because I am still finding it hard to believe. It's so amazing for our community, because look, I've worked in Hollywood for many years, and I've been friends with celebrities, and let me tell you, the people that I have been friends with and very close with and friendly with, the people that I've been friends with that are celebrities, and some of them are very big celebrities and big names, not one of them is supporting my work publicly. And most of them, by the way, you guys, they're not supporting my work behind the scenes, okay? None of them. Who is? Roseanne. Roseanne has been supporting my work, exposing child sex trafficking, elite pedophilia, Pizzagate, pedogate, for I don't know how long. I think it's been close to a year. She retweets my stuff. She has been very supportive of me, and she's the only celebrity and I've never even met her, but she's the only celebrity that I can think of that has been supportive of my work. Corey Feldman hasn't even been supportive of my work, which is fine. It's not about me. But Roseanne has been supportive of everyone in this community that has been exposing the child sex trafficking and the pedophilia problem in Hollywood and MK Ultra. She has been at the forefront of this. She's amazing. I mean, she's an absolute beacon of light. And I gotta tell you, I got really nervous last December because Roseanne tweeted about child trafficking in December. I believe it was in December 2017. And immediately after she tweeted about, she tweeted something that hinted at there would be a huge child trafficking bust very soon. Right after she tweeted this, her Twitter account went crazy. I believe it went down, went dark, and her website went down. And during this point in time, they were writing her show, and she got the contract to do the reboot of Roseanne. And I was thinking, oh God, they're gonna shut her down. They're gonna shut her down. There's no way they're gonna let her have a voice in a big platform. And I was so nervous for her, and I was praying for her. And remarkably, her sites went back up, her Twitter account went back up, and she managed to get the show. It's a miracle. That woman is protected by God. She is a voice for the children. She is righteous. I mean, just God bless her. And I just encourage everyone. Her show's amazing. I watched it. I'm not just saying that because she's an advocate for child sex trafficking. I'm saying that because her show truly was, it made me laugh. I'm thinking about it, I start crying. It made me laugh and it made me cry. It was amazing. So, you know what, you guys? I just need to say this because Roseanne's show did so well. There was 18 million viewers the first night. This broke records. The deep state and the liberals are going to be attacking her like crazy, and they already are. So I'm asking you to please, please pray for Roseanne, support her, promote her, tweet about her, tweet her, pray for this woman, because we need her. We need a voice that is as powerful as hers in this movement, and we cannot allow her to be silenced. So, God worked his magic with Roseanne, because again, it's just unbelievable that someone that has exposed the deep state is given a platform in the not the mainstream media, but on ABC. And just God bless her, and please support her. And I just wish her nothing but the best. She, it's so good to finally see good things happen to good people, because I have sat here for years and covered so many celebrities that I know are literally raping kids and eating babies and doing the most disgusting, horrible things behind closed doors. And I'm seeing them win awards. I'm seeing them get pay raises. I'm seeing them get the best roles. It's so sickening. And it is just so good to finally see something good happen to a good person in Hollywood. It's just so amazing. I don't know one celebrity that has been at the forefront of the child sex trafficking and exposing the pedophilia more so than Roseanne. There isn't one. I don't know of one celebrity that retweets my work or the work of anyone in this community that's exposing the Pizzagate, the pedogate, the stuff with Hillary, the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. I don't know one celebrity that's had the courage to do this except for Roseanne. She is just a godsend. So this is just the fact that she has a show, a primetime show on ABC, the fact that it broke records, it had 18 million viewers on the first night, the fact that she is, getting her message out, she's red pilling people, she's waking people up about the child sex trafficking and MK Ultra. You can go on YouTube and Google Roseanne MK Ultra, and you will find her YouTube videos talking about this. It's amazing, you guys. It's a miracle, and I'm just so happy about it. So no one's talking about this in the mainstream media. She's talked about the MK Ultra and child sex trafficking all the time, and I've listened to all All week, I've listened to interviews that she's done, and not one person that I've listened to, one interviewer has brought up her work exposing child sex trafficking or MK Ultra. But it will come out, and I actually just listened to her interview on Howard Stern. But, people are gonna, now that she's, she's always been a star, but now that her show's a hit again, people are gonna start Googling her, they're gonna be interested in her, and they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn the truth about the child sex trafficking, the pedophilia in Hollywood, you name it, and it's just awesome. So, big win with Roseanne. That's the big story that no one's talking about. Roseanne getting the show and having all this success is a success for the kids. It's a success for our movement exposing the pedophilia and the child sex trafficking, and I can't emphasize that enough. So that's something we should all be joyous about, and we should all celebrate, because that's a victory. Okay, so on to the next story. Okay, so this is another big win. There is a man named Keith Raniere. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Not quite frankly, I don't care to pronounce any of these disgusting people's names accurately, but he was the leader of a sex cult that disguised itself as a self-help cult. And I don't even know how to pronounce the name of his cult or company, whatever you want to call it. It's a bunch of letters. It's NXIVM. So I don't know if that's Roman numerals. I don't think it is, actually. I don't know how to pronounce it. This guy has been trafficking people, including children, from what I'm seeing in my research, and doing the most horrific things to women and children, including branding women with tattoos. I mean, it's just, you guys can research it on your own and find out about it. But here's the reason why this arrest is so important. This man, Keith Raniere, the number 2 person that at his company that's like his right-hand woman, is Allison Mack, who is an actress who was on the show Smallville. And it is reported that she was an accomplice to the sex trafficking, and she will be the next person who will be arrested. Here's another important aspect of this man's arrest. He has deep ties to none other than Hillary Clinton. Shocker. Isn't it amazing how many sex traffickers and pedophiles and rapists have deep and close ties with the Clintons? It's just it's remarkable. He has ties to Hillary Clinton, multiple executives at his company donate tens of thousands of dollars to Hillary's campaign. And at least 3 of his sex cult members are invitation-only members of the Clinton Global Initiative. Okay? Furthermore, the Allison Mack woman, the actress that seems to be his co-conspirator in the child sex trafficking, who is reportedly the next to be arrested, who does she worship? Who does she tweet about? Who does she post about on Instagram? Marina Abramovic. Remember Marina Abramovic? Marina Abramovic is the satanic witch who conducts the spirit cooking dinners for John Podesta, Tony Podesta, and Hillary Clinton's campaign staff. Marina Abramovic is also close friends with Lady Gaga, John Legend, Chrissy Teigen. The woman's a Satanist. She does rituals. She drinks blood mixed with semen, urine, and breast milk. You can research this all on YouTube. And she's closely tied and linked to the Podestas and the Clintons. It's so amazing. These people, they're all part of the club, and we're not part of it. They're all intertwined. It's very incestual. There's so many people implicated in the occult, the child sex trafficking, the spirit cooking, the rituals. This Keith Raniere dude, his sex cult had tons of members in it. And I believe Richard Branson was one of the members. Oh, sorry guys, it's tuned out again. It's so annoying. Richard Branson is one of the members, or he was at least a client of the guy's company. I mean, there are many high-profile people that are connected to this scumbag, and these people are billionaires. They're like in the finance industry. They're like DC insiders or politicians, and they're Hollywood stars. They're all intertwined. They're all connected. And the one thing that connects them the most is what they're doing behind the scenes, what they're doing behind closed doors. And that's their involvement in spirit cooking, the child sex trafficking, and for some people, the rape, torture, and sacrifice of babies. That's what these freaking people are doing. And people need to start waking up to it because it's all coming out. And we're starting to see some really big names getting arrested, and we're just getting close to the head of the snake, which is awesome. So moving on to that, another, not arrest, I hope that will be the next video I do. We didn't have an arrest with this person, but this person resigned from their position this week. Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider is a very wealthy producer for Nickelodeon, and he has produced many, many children's shows at Nickelodeon, and he's discovered many young stars, including Amanda Bynes, Jamie Lynn Spears, is it Victoria Justice? There's been many. Anyways, there have been anonymous sources and blind items about this man for years and years and years, claiming that he's a pedophile, that he is a serial child rapist. And some of the claims include the fact that he not only raped Jamie Lynn when she was a child, he got her pregnant at the age of 15 or 16. Now, I can't confirm if this is true, but I have sources that have told me that he is absolutely a pedophile and that he's victimized many, many children, and including many young stars, and some of these victims are getting ready to talk. Nickelodeon got wind of this, so, he allegedly resigned, but come on, we know that he was forced out. And now they're going to have to figure out how they're going to explain that they kept on a producer of children's shows after they found out that he was raping children. And by the way, this guy has a freaky foot fetish, and he incorporated his foot fetish into many episodes of the show. Not the show, these shows that he produced. And there was like iCarly, I can't remember all of them, but you guys can do that research on your own. Now, something also notable about Dan Schneider, who else did he have on one of his shows as like a special guest? First Lady Michelle Obama. First Lady Michelle Obama, okay? So let's just think about this for a second. There's all these blind items about him. It's like, it's an open secret. There actually was a documentary called Open Secret that covered this scandal among other scandals. And it's been a very open secret for a very long time that Dan Schneider is a pedophile. It's been a very open secret. Then you have someone like the First Lady of the United States who has access to the best intelligence in the world, and she's going on his show? What? Just think about that for a second. Again, going back to the Keith Monier guy that's just been arrested in charge of child sex trafficking. He's connected to elite billionaires and celebrities and the Clintons, and now this Dan Schneider pedophile. He's tied to, tons of people in Hollywood and the First Lady, the Obamas. These people are all intertwined. They all know what's going on, and they're all part of it in some way, shape, or form. That doesn't mean that they're all trafficking kids, but the ones that aren't, they know what's going on, and they're allowing it to happen. And I will remind you that Michelle and Barack Obama, when the Harvey Weinstein scandal came out, they claimed they had no idea. Again, there has been over 100 women that have come forward claiming that Harvey Weinstein sexually assaulted them in one way, shape, or form. Many of them claim that he just full-blown raped them. 100 women. Okay? 100 women have claimed that. Over 100 women. And it was very well known in Hollywood that Harvey Weinstein was a serial rapist. Let me tell you something. I used to cover the Weinstein party. The Weinstein Golden Globe party was like the it party to go to. And at the time, I did not know that Harvey Weinstein was a rapist. I didn't know much about him because I was paid to cover known names. And he wasn't someone that you would see on the front page of Us Weekly. He wasn't a big enough star. He was more behind the scenes. But the Weinstein party was like the most exclusive party to go to. I mean, there's people that would, win a Golden Globe Award who would go to this party and they wouldn't even be allowed to bring a date. The Weinstein party was that exclusive. But before I knew that Harvey Weinstein was a rapist, I would cover this party and like sometimes I would stake it out with another reporter and we would watch people come in, like literally coming and going in and out of the party, which was at this every year, at least used to be at the Sunset Tower Hotel. And I just remember thinking, I covered it I think at least 2 years in a row. All the A-listers go to this party. Like, this is the party you want to sneak into. This is the party you want to get invited to. And I remember thinking, you'd see an A-lister go in, and like 5 minutes later, they'd like run out. No one stayed at that party. They'd go in, they go out, like they were just going to the bathroom. And I always thought that was so weird. It was like, that's like this party that everyone would want to be at. It has like the most A-listers, like who wouldn't want to stay there all night? Well, now I know why they ran out. They knew he was a rapist. So, but they still want to get roles. They still want to get, their big paychecks. They want their fame, their money, and all that. So they still kissed his ass. And they all just turned a blind eye to it. And that's what the Obamas did. And, again, the Obamas, they had their daughter intern for Harvey Weinstein. It was very well known in Hollywood that he was a serial rapist. The Obamas, like Barack Obama as president of the United States, allowed his daughter to intern for Harvey Weinstein. He has access to any intelligent report you could ever want in the world. You think he didn't know? You think he didn't at least hear the rumors? My God, of course he did. So that begs the question, why would any father allow their daughter to intern for a serial rapist? I know why, but I'm going to let you guys think about that for a second. So anyways, this is great that he stepped down. This is a good sign. Let's hope that in a few days we'll see that man arrested because he deserves to be arrested and shipped to Gitmo with the whole lot of them. And those are the three main topics I wanted to talk about, you guys, but there's just two other things that I wanted to mention. And real quickly, and I say this all the time, but I can't emphasize this enough. Everything ties back to child sex trafficking. Everything ties back to Pedogate. Everything ties back to Pizzagate. All the problems that we have in the world today tie back to the child sex trafficking, the deep state, Project Monarch, MK Ultra. They're all intertwined. And the reason why that everything is so intertwined is because a lot of these victims are groomed and programmed to be mind control slaves for the deep state, okay? They're groomed to be slaves. They are put in a position of power, whether that be becoming a tech billionaire like Mark Zuckerberg, or becoming the CEO of CNN, or becoming a pop star. They're literally chosen and they're groomed and they're sexually abused and they're mind controlled to become puppets for the deep state. And some of them become crisis actors, okay? Something that's very notable with the Parkland shooting, and you guys can look more into this on your own, but one of the survivors, Cameron Kuski, his father was sued for, guess what? Child sex trafficking in 2012. You can look it up. The lawsuit is Salus, S-A-L-U-S, versus One World Adoption Services, okay? I say this all the time. A lot of these fronts that are there to help children, a lot of these organizations or charities that are supposed to help children are actually fronts for child sex trafficking. So Cameron Kuski's father runs the One World Adoption Service, and he was sued in 2012 for child trafficking. And then the one last story that I really wanted to bring up with you guys is, this just happened, I think, like, it might have been yesterday. It's been quite a busy week. Okay. There is a lesbian couple, Jennifer and Sarah Hart. They made headlines. Oh gosh. They made headlines because they drove themselves, allegedly, and their 6 children off a cliff and murdered them in a murder-suicide. Now it's coming out that these children were abused. From everything I've learned about researching child sex trafficking, I believe these children were trafficked, that they were sex trafficked. They're adopted children. A lot of children that go through the government adoption services are unfortunately trafficked, and I believe that these women used these children. Not only did they physically abuse them, but I believe that they were trafficked as sex slaves, and they were also used as political pawns to promote propaganda. They brought one of their kids to a Black Lives Matter rally and had the child do a photo op that went viral, saying free hugs, and I believe he hugged a cop. So again, these children were probably mind controlled. They were probably sexually abused on top of physically abused. And part of the reason why they were abused is to create deep state slaves, which is why they ended up as political pawns. And now, sadly, tragically, they're murdered, because it sounds like investigators were caving in on these women, and they were catching on to like what they were doing. So they allegedly killed themselves. I'm saying allegedly because I'm not convinced that the women aren't still alive, but I do believe that they killed the children. So anyways, I want you guys to look into those 2 stories as well. And that's it. So again, huge victory this week. We got Roseanne. She has a hit, and she's a huge proponent for our movement, and she's such a beacon of light. We got a major child sex trafficker tied to the elites and the Clintons' arrest on sex trafficking. We got another star, Allison Mack, who hopefully will be arrested any day. We got Dan Schneider stepping down. I mean, God is good, you guys. It is going to be a great Easter weekend. Things are starting to finally come full circle. So I just want to say, keep up the hard work and keep praying for these kids and keep spreading the message everywhere you can. And thank you so much for supporting me and everyone that has, worked so hard to expose the horrors of child sex trafficking. And again, please pray for Roseanne, support her, watch her show, tweet her. She needs your support because they're going to give her a hard time. But she's gonna be just fine because that woman is protected by God. So that's it. You guys have a happy Easter, and I will do another update soon.